Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, this video is in response to a lot of controversy going on in the YouTube community that I have been a part of for the better part of 3-4 years. And it's in regards to the movie Prey, that was done by Dan Trachtenberg, starring Amber Midthunder, who played a female character, an actual, real, strong female character, one done right. However, not everybody seems to think this. And there is a reason for that. A lot of people say that this movie is woke. I have often tried looking at their arguments, and I have found them less than accurate. Suspension of disbelief is something that is needed in film. We need suspension of disbelief if we are to be entertained. But we also need a story that is well thought out, that is well expressed, and that doesn't shove agendas in our face or down our throats when we're watching these films. This film depicted a female protagonist, a female lead. This female lead failed to do many things that she set out to do. She wants to be a hunter, so she practices, she learns, she observes, she also fails. Failure is a very important thing in this film. Because of her failures, she has to learn to overcome these failures and to take on something that is beyond her world. And therefore, she does a wonderful job at doing it. But she also had help, because throughout the film, the creature she fights was injured several times. She cripples it, or its ability to think straight, because she puts a bullet in the back of its head through its brain a little bit to blow off its mask. She uses wit and cunning in order to do this. I've already explained all of this in my How Did She Beat the Yautja video. But people continue to say that this movie is woke. This movie is only woke with a few poorly written lines. That's it. Poorly written lines, one or two or three of them, throughout this entire movie. That's it. I said it's 5% woke. That's all. But because of Hollywood and their identity politics, they continue to shove all this LGBTQ, women, and all this other nonsense down our throats and ruined franchises to do it. They ruined the MCU. They ruined Star Wars. They've ruined Terminator for many people. They've ruined Star Trek. All because they want to push this misguided and untrue narrative that representation isn't a thing in Hollywood until they started to do it. I have seen several movies where there are strong female characters, where they had to fail and succeed. They had to fail in order to succeed, I meant to say. They had to earn their way through the film so that it was believable that they actually could succeed. And you get movies because of this, like Terminator, or The Terminator, Alien and Aliens. You get the Underworld movies. You get great movies where there are women in powerful and leading roles that do a wonderful job. And then we have this movie, Prey. This movie comes along. But because we have had so many other films shoved down our throats, like Black Widow, Captain Marvel, and so many others, like Thor, Love and Thunder, where they have to cut down men, make them seem weaker, in order to bump up the female, which they haven't bumped them up, they kept them at the same level. It only looks like they got bigger, you see. When you take the men and you cut them down, making them dumber, making them look stupid, making them a mockery of what they used to be, and you take the women and you just let them be stupid, arrogant, full of themselves, only drops them down a little bit, but yet they are still above the men. That is what shows like She-Hulk is going to do when it releases, judging by the clips and whatnot that I have seen. That is what the MCU has been doing. That is what other companies have been doing. And yet, because of all of this stuff being pushed down our throats and whatnot, some people have lost the ability to think objectively when seeing a movie with a female protagonist, or a movie that has a gay character in it, or a film that has a lesbian couple in it. Just because these things are present in a film does not automatically mean they are woke. Wokeness is where you take these things, shove it down our throats, push it in our face in every scene, or every other scene even, constantly reminding us because you think we are not able to remember 5 seconds after a thought. That is woke. Pushing a film or promoting a film and saying that, oh, it's going to have all this shit. Yes, there is an agenda behind the making of the film which can make it woke. However, there is also such a thing as poor marketing, where you market the film, making it sound like it's woke, but then the film comes out, you are so poisoned on the marketing that you can't see past the fact that it isn't woke in reality. This movie, Prey, is a good example of that. This film was terribly marketed. However, the wokeness level was extremely, and I mean extremely low. 5%. And only 2% of that 5%, or a very small 20% of that 5%, was Amber Midthunder, where she had a poorly written line, "Because you all think I can't." That was it. That was the only thing that was woke about her character. That one silly line, "Because you all think that I can't." Well, honestly, that's the only thing that was woke about her, was that one line. It was poorly written. It could easily have been changed. But you know what? That line is easily overlooked because it's one line in a film that shows a girl who is a strong female character, an actual one, failing at what she wants to do and continuing to persevere to do it, learning from her mistakes, using some very intuitive thought, reasonable deduction, learning about her enemy, and also that enemy being damaged throughout the film. And she managed to come out on top. So, my point, folks, is that because of Hollywood and its constant use of identity politics, its marketing behind the scenes and in-your-face bullshit, its constant pushing of fake strong female characters, like Black Widow, the movie, Captain Marvel, where she's so great she doesn't really fail at anything and whatnot. And other movies that have pushed identity politics ahead or over the story that they're trying to tell. We have seen so much of that some of us are unable to accurately analyze film anymore with an objective lens. It's been pushed in our face so much that we see it when we look at other ways. It's like a residue that's kept over our eyes. This movie comes along. People trashed it because the marketing poisoned their eyes already. The marketing threw that residue in their eyes of wokeness. And because of how it's marketed, not based on the film's merit by itself, but because of how it was marketed, they consider it woke. Prey's not woke. It's 5% woke at most. And like I said, that's not enough to even be considered woke. A couple of lines that were poorly written does not mean that this film is woke. Those lines were written with intent to be something more than what they should have been, sure. But the film is not woke. It is time that we all take a step back. I had to. I was falling into that trap where I was seeing wokeness everywhere. And because I took that step back, re-examined myself, re-examined how I was looking at things, and I had to realize that these things needed to change. That maybe we need to take a more objective stance. We need to refine how we see wokeness. Now, yes, if it is overt in your face in the film itself, if it is pushing that crap over the story and it is overtaking the story, making it less interesting, then by all means, yes, by objective standard, that is woke. But if the film is done right, if you are trying to tell a strong female story where this woman is earning her, or where your character has to earn its way to greatness, that's not woke. That's done right. And Prey was done right. Anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think I'm full of shit? Or do you think that I have a point? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below, folks. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.